Hello, everyone. This is Chatting with Chrissy Ann. So I got anybody in the chat room? Are we live? Can you hear me? Hello, is this thing on? Oh my gosh, this has been like a crazy week. Totally crazy week. First we had, oh, here we are. We're on, we're going. Okay. So last week we had Governor Cuomo talk about late-term abortions. Well, now we have the other Democrats are trying to one-up him with this emphasized the governor of Virginia, this non-ham asshole. I mean, there's no words to describe this. It was just astounding. And then one of the Virginia delegates, Kathy Tran, who was trying to promote this bill. Fortunately, this bill wasn't passed, but I mean, how demonic can you be to promote aborting a child that's fully developed, ready to go, ready to be vital I mean, a God's creature. And hey, douchebag, what's up? And then to turn around and try to save a moth, a caterpillar. So the child is worthless compared to a caterpillar. I mean, it was just so disgusting. And so just one of the Virginia state laws is it is illegal to kill a snake. It's a 6-month jail time and or $1,000, unless of course the snake is threatening you or livestock, unless that snake is endangered. So it's okay. Hey, Bruce. Hey, everybody. So it's okay to kill a child, to kill a baby, but it's not okay to kill a snake. It's not okay to kill a caterpillar, according to the representatives in Virginia. It was just this whole, I think what's going on is that the Dems are so wanting to divide us. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. They're just seeing, let's see how radical and how far to the left can we get to piss off the Republicans. I mean, they're even pissing the party. Like, even there's some people who are pro-choice. They're like, there is a limit. Not that I'm 100% pro-life, but even some of the pro-choice people I know have limits. And it's amazing how these people can live with themselves. I mean, to hear that governor on radio talk about a child being born and then resuscitating it and then making it comfortable until the physician and the mother can decide whether to kill the child or not. I mean, it's just plain murder. I mean, it's murder whether it's doesn't matter on what side of the vagina it is, the birthing canal. It's still a person. Nothing changes. The DNA, the nothing changes from that child. That child is still in development once it passes that birthing canal. That child is developing from day one. Your DNA, the metabolic rate, your metabolisms, everything changes from the day you're conceived to the day you die. Nothing stays the same with you. And for somebody to put margins when you're viable and whether you should be alive, I mean, it's getting to a dangerous point. But I hope you guys can see and understand what's really going on here. This is, they want to get rid of us, is basically it's coming down to. This whole genocide of the American people, of the, I mean, it's a global epidemic that's going on right now. The globalists are having the mass invasions of people who are oppressed, who have no fear of law, who will cause chaos. It's an amazing, sad time that we're living in. And we talk about this before, and we know where the direction everything's going, but we still have to fight it. We still have to protect who we can protect. We still have to get the word out. We need it. It's beyond doing YouTubes. It's beyond doing Twitter. It's beyond doing Facebook. I mean, those things are helpful and those things are great, but we really need to get involved. I mean, I shouldn't be actually on YouTube tonight. I should be at a town hall meeting with the state assembly person, the representative for my area. That's where I should be tonight. I should be engaged in discussions on where the laws are. They're trying to pass these laws now. They're trying to get rid of the electoral college voting. They're trying to get past where illegal aliens can vote. They're really struggling. They're fighting tooth and nail to get Trump out of office. They're fighting tooth and nail to bring morality back. They're fighting tooth and nail to continue the chaos and destruction of our country. And it's something we have to be involved in. We are accountable. Because if we just watch it go by, we're just as bad as they are. We have to be involved. But anyways, so this is just crazy. It's crazy. But on the lighter note, all these Democrats that are coming who are going to try to oppose each other in this presidential candidate, it is hilarious. The hypocrisy is just amazing. You've got, what's so funny is that Kamala Harris is calling for the resignation of the Virginia governor, not because of what he said about killing infants. It's because of his yearbook. Because obviously she had to say that because it would be a total, hypocrisy from her, what she did to Kavanaugh. But for her, hey, Carol, yes, definitely God has a plan. And I think that's where this all comes from. But we still need, hey, Johnny, it's still where we have to be involved and we have to communicate with each other. We have to share information with each other because it's just going to get worse. It really is. And we have to fight it. We know what's going to happen, but we still have to continue to fight it. We still have to stand strong. We still have to uphold the values of our country. I mean, I was talking to somebody today, and it's not just the politicians that are involved. It's this new ideology, these groups that are out there. You guys have heard me talk about some of the trolls that kind of come in and out of these YouTube sites and such. There is, and I want you all to be aware because of what's going on too. Some of you guys may, there is in our group, in our circle, our sphere of influence, there are people who have been on my show, who've been on Mo's show, who is promoting Islam. There is one, he goes by Latino Heat. He promotes neo-Nazis, even though he's Mexican. They're promoting this ideology that is just so demonic and so outrageous and just egregious. It's just, yeah, I know, douche. They hate me. They hate me too because I don't put up with their stuff. They try to use the free speech. Oh, you blocked me. That's your free speech. But they're basically stating that boomers, anybody who's old, anybody who I guess is over the age of 30, I don't know, they are using the technology. They're doing very seedy, sinister things. Like they will sell like Patriot paraphernalia, like the 3%er stuff and some other things. And then what they do is they collect that information and then sell it. So I just want you guys to be aware of, Latino Heat, Robert Herrera. I want you, I forgot his name. His name is Abdul. He's been on here before. Yeah. So these people, the ideology of hating somebody so much and a group of people so much is just it's absurd. But just be aware if you're buying stuff to help a channel or something, be aware of who you're buying it from because uh, you know who I'm talking about, Johnny. You have to be very careful of these people because they're they're evil. Um, and it's a sad time when people are like this. You know, we've got politicians promoting killing of children. We've got these, you know, younger generations saying that we're crazy for holding on to the Constitution. God granted us this country under the Constitution, the freedom of religion, because religion isn't about a man-made rules. Freedom of religion is worshiping God in the way He intended to be free. You know, to the relationship with God is personal, and to be able to speak freely when you have craziness like from politicians. You know, we have become so complacent and so out of touch with the politicians. Government has gotten too big. It was never intended to be in the position it is now. Our FBI, our CIA are so corrupt. You know, the government has gotten away with so much, and there's very little we can do. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi for example. There's a lot of Democrats. There's majority of Republicans want a wall. If you live in a southern state, you want a wall because the effects of having an overflow of illegal immigrants is insufferable. You know, people can't get jobs because they are not bilingual. They can't, you know, their kids are having being held in school because they have majority of the kids are English as a second language. They're the hospitals, the doctor's appointments are overcrowded. You can't get your appointments, and it's just been it really needs to be fixed. And Nancy Pelosi can care less about what we need. She can care less about our safety. She's never even given a 2 cents or any attention to Corporal Singh's death last month or 2 months ago in December. I mean that's in her district, and she can't even give a condolence to his wife or address that, or even address the angel moms that came to talk to her. Is she that callous? Is that $2,000 a month on in-flight booze worth it to her? I mean, we have a serious question to ask her and her staff is why is that a life-term senator who makes less than $200,000 a year worth over $900 million? Like, they want to see Donald Trump's tax returns from when he was in office. I think we need to be asking long-term politicians for their tax returns. And we need to scour their campaign funds with a fine-tooth comb. It's just becoming to the point where it's ridiculous. Nancy Pelosi is definitely a sick soul. She does not represent California. She doesn't represent her district at all. And if you look at all of these outspoken Democrats and you look at their districts, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, what's her face, Auntie Maxine, Cory Booker, their districts are in shambles. Their employment rates are down. Their tax rates are up. Their first responder positions are lower. It's just, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. You know, it's like, I want to take bets to see who gets knocked off first. Do you think it's going to be Cory Booker or do you think it's going to be Kamala Harris? And it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Donald Trump mops the floor with them. Because, I mean, you got Kamala Harris, who is basically a bully. Like her actions at the Kavanaugh hearing were just completely bullish and outrageous. For her to sit there and talk about how she had abortions, and if she wasn't able to get those reproductive rights or women's health, that she wouldn't be where she's at. Well, she forgot to mention that she kind of slept with her way up. Yeah, talk to Willie about that. And so we got that going. Then we got Cory Booker, who is an admitted sexual assaulter, who also, his Spartacus moment where, he admittedly opened to violating the Senate's ethics. But the Senate's ethics committee is not holding him responsible, even though the stuff he released was already okay to release. But it was the intention of what he was trying to do. He didn't care that the ethics committee had held a certain protocol for the safety of the country, safety of Kavanaugh, or any of that stuff. And he did it anyways in his Spartacus moment. So that's pretty crazy. And then we have Warren, who, and her teepee is telling her husband she appreciates him being there. We're trying to drink a beer. And then we got AOC, who's just insisting that people have a uniform they wear to work and a uniform they wear at home. And trying to give advice about makeup. I mean, come on. Yeah, O'Rourke he's crazy too. O'Rourke is, nah, he's Texas won't. He's spent in Texas. Yeah. So, and then what's his face from Starbucks? I can't think of his name, right? Schultz, I think. We got Schultz, who is a treasure to the Democratic Party because he's so, compared to the ridiculousness, he's going to break them up. And so they are so mad at him. It's all good. I almost want to donate to his campaign so he'll run. It's Schultz. Thank you. So yeah, it's just getting really crazy, but I'm really interested to see what happens this with the State of the Union. There's a lot of rumors going around and a lot of interesting things that Trump said today. Trump was talking about the stage is being set. I was wondering what he means by that. Is he going to, he said that it's going to be definitely something we don't want to miss. It's going to be a great show. So what does he mean by show? I mean, those were his exact words. Michael Moore is calling for people. I boycott Starbucks anyways because they donate to Planned Parenthood. The whole Starbucks, like the symbolism of Starbucks is perverted. I mean, it's a siren. I mean, that in itself is kind of, I mean, you can look at it in an artsy-fartsy way, but there's too much symbolism with the Starbucks logo. But the big thing for me was the donations to Planned Parenthood. I hope Trump pulls a surprise too, and I have a feeling he's doing. I mean, all that money that was over $500 million into Guantanamo Bay, to see what happens. They increased the capacity of Guantanamo Bay by 30,000. There's 60,000 indictments. Both of the barges from West and East Coast have had it down that way. The symbolism for the Starbucks, the symbolism for one, you got the siren. The siren, and if you read Greek mythology, And a siren is always, pretty voice, pretty girl who brings in, or mermaid or whatever you want to call it, who brings in the women or men, bring in the men and then basically destroys them. But the tail is also open. So, if it's coincidence, whatever it is, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but it doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, I'll call you in. Yeah, I really do. I wonder. Yes, the siren's long. So we can't get a. I have to have my go-go juice in the morning, so become dependent on coffee. But yeah, it's the timing of everything right now, and interesting how the shutdown was for the 30 days. There's laws and things that can happen after the 30-day shutdown. They can still in place, even though the government has been reopened. They can get rid of certain people. They were finding that some of the departments became more effective when the shutdown occurred because they got rid of the they got rid of the extra meat, the extra fat. So things would just happen a lot easier. And so it's just going to be interesting. You're pessimistic about Trump's plan of, I don't know. I think, I don't know. He was very optimistic about it. He was very, drink coffee. I have my tea for tonight. So, but yeah, I really think that he's going to, um, I think we might be in for a surprise. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. We have AOC who says she will refuse to shake his hand. It's like these people talk about Trump's doing is causing all this division. Trump is causing all this hate, but they're the ones who are, spouting the craziness, killing kids and stuff like that. The shutdown problems. Oh yeah, that was totally overblown by the Democrats. The the thing about it is, well, and this is the thing too that we have to realize. If you look at during that time, the Catholic boy and the Indian fiasco that happened, it was really interesting at the same time that Nancy Pelosi was supposed to go overseas and she was supposed to speak with NATO. That was really odd. What makes her or gives her the right to talk to NATO, and why? And why is she not communicating with the people? To why is she going over there talking to them? And at the same time, they arrest this person who had an assassination plot against Trump. And this person had military grade explosives, military grade. Where did these come from? And why was she gone the day that this assassination was supposed to happen? And it wasn't just going to happen to her, to Trump. It was going to happen to Trump and Pence. So it was just a little bit too convenient, if you ask me. There's a lot of corruptions on both sides. There is so much corruption on both sides. I mean, the swamps, wherever there is power, there's corruption. Wherever there's money, there's greed. People sometimes, even with good intentions, who get into office will be corrupted by the temptations. It's like taking an alcoholic and taking him to a bar and telling him not to drink and leaving him there by himself. The chances are pretty high he's going to drink. Um, it's just the way it is. We're by nature we're sinners and we're corruptible. Sad to say, but not everybody is as corruptible. Not everybody is as bad. There are good people in there. I believe the military is more of the good guys. I believe that not to say that there's not some seedy characters in the military either, But I really do like Flynn. I really believe he's gonna be good. And I think they're using Flynn to help unmask some of the sinister people that are involved. Um, but anyways, does anybody want to come on tonight? Just let me know. Just put your email in there. I'll invite you on. But anyways, so yeah, I think that we could possibly see something phenomenal happen, perhaps. Um, this coming Tuesday. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Nancy Pelosi, anytime that lawsuits become politicians and politicians become lobbyists, yeah, exactly, exactly. And big farm is one of the big things. And two, they use the corruption of, you know, the black market to launder their money, which is really weird. Like just take for um, Planned Parenthood, for example. Planned Parenthood, we fund Planned Parenthood with our tax dollars. And then Planned Parenthood takes that, and they're for profit. So whether you're pro choice or not, they're for profit. Then they turn around and then they give that money to the candidates, mostly Democrat candidates. But then they also have the body parts that they sell, and just the sinister stuff that goes with that. There's been a huge, huge um, exposure to the human trafficking. Um, the human trafficking, which is really sad about our country, the biggest consumer of child pornography is the United States. And that now people are trafficking these children because now they want to act out these scenes that they're see on TV. And what these children go through is just amazing. And this is part of why they don't want the wall, because the wall is very porous. The border is very porous. It's very easy. Nancy Pelosi says, "Oh, we'll just put little crossbars so people can't drive back and forth." Like, that's going to stop somebody. It's not stopping them now. It's just, yeah, Josh, it's so disgusting. It's so seedy and corrupt and nasty, and I just it's hard to fathom that this is really happening. It's really hard to fathom that this is all, not, it's like, are they sensationalizing this for political gain? But no, this is really happening. My sister, she's a real estate agent, and there was a group of women realtors, and they get together every so often to talk about, the market, and, just it's a networking tool that they use. And one of their luncheons they had is they had a woman who came in, and she was in charge of a tactical group that specifically targeted human traffickers. And they were saying that the human trafficking in Southern California is just, it's huge. So basically what's happening is, like, there's the communities, the newer communities being built in California are these huge houses that nobody can afford. So it's multifamily. So it's not unusual to see a lot of activity back and forth and driveway and stuff like that in a house. So basically, they'll have a family, normal looking family, live in front of the house, and in the back of the house is where they keep their slaves. It seems like the world has gotten a lot more evil. And it seems like it's progressively getting darker in a rapid way. And if you compare what's going on a global stance, this is all part of God's. I mean, this was all prophesized 2,600 years ago. This is all, I know you guys, Johnny, your group is very anti-Israel, anti-Jewish, but the thing about it is, the who the Zionists are and who the globalists are two different people. It's not the same group. The globalists are the ones who are having the chaos come into our country, who are trying to extinguish us because, well, one, it's the sinister part. I mean, it's Satan trying to destroy us, but Satan uses the disguise of the elitist in order to preserve themselves, in order to preserve the world. If they get rid of us, this is why there's such a push for abortion. This is why there's such a new push for late term abortion. This is why there's a push for infanticide. I mean, just that whole thing, it just makes me sick. I mean, that's worse than Hitler. I mean, they're so innocent. And anyways, so this whole, and this whole now ideologies, this indoctrination of these kids, the perversion of them being taught about sexuality in kindergarten, and in kids in California, the curriculum states that by 5th and 6th grade, they have to demonstrate how to put on a condom. They have to demonstrate it. And then their curriculum and the wording in the curriculum, the standard curriculum, basically kind of has this tone, like when it refers to them, it refers to the parents, and that it kind of goes like, well, it doesn't matter what your parents say. It doesn't matter what your parents teach you. It's wrong. So it is not safe for a family to send their kids to a Christian family, send their kids to school anymore. They teach about Islam, they teach about other religions, but they don't teach about Christianity. That's a big no-no. You are not allowed to be Christian. If you're a Christian, you are full of hate. You're full of, this and that. And it's just, it comes to the point where people shy away from Christianity because they don't want to be ostracized or deemed intolerable or anything like that. But I think it's gotten so bad, people are now starting to come back. People are saying, no, this is not true. We can't stand for this anymore. We're not going to be demonized. We're about loving people, but you are taking away our rights. You're taking away the sanctity of life. You're taking away the sanctity of our religion. Okay, Johnny, I'm just making sure. Thanks for clearing that up, Johnny. With all his trolls and stuff like that, I do get suspicious. So I'm sorry. Hopefully you're not insulted, but I want people to hear the message is, we have to come together. We have to talk to each other and exchange information, exchange ideas on how to make it better. How do we survive all of this stuff? My message to you guys is, one, my first and foremost message is get in touch with God, get in touch with the Bible, because everything is happening right now that is just spot on with prophecy. And that to me is exciting. That to me is saying that, God's going to, the rapture's coming soon. I'm a pre-rap girl. And I really believe that, it talks about in Daniel's and where people are, one is in the field is taken away, one in bed is taken away. That's going to happen before the tribulation. So that's good. People think we're in the tribulation. I don't think we're in the tribulation. And I think, I really believe that Trump was placed in his position by God, because I think he's giving this moment to expose the evilness of what's going on in our country, to reel people back in, to wake them up and understand time is now. We have to understand what's going on biblically. We have to understand what's going on spiritually. This is not about Republicans versus Democrats. There's seedy people on both sides. It's about principalities. It's about spiritual warfare. That's what it comes down to. It's spiritual warfare. You talk about the revenge of the cis. people, right? They want to make a war with people. They want to make a war with, being a troll. No, this is not the time. It's disgusting behavior, and it's just as bad as whatever they're trying to do. The thing about it is what is going on globally, it's all been pinpointed, precise, exact prophecies. You look at what's going on with Israel. Israel is like the 12 on a clock. If you look at it and you see what's going around Israel, you've got Syria. Syria no longer exists, but it talks about Syria and talks about Damascus. Talks about a peace plan. We've got a peace plan in the making. Was it supposed to be done last year? Is it going to be happen this year? Because once that peace plan goes into action, we're in the tribulation. If that peace plan comes, we need to start asking questions, because one, you're not saved, and two, okay, maybe the rapture isn't coming before the tribulation, but also, too, there's the pan theory. It's all going to pan out in the end, and we're all given God's promise. But the thing is, so we got the peace plan going on. We've got Damascus. It specifically talks about Damascus. It talks about Damascus being a ruinous heap. I believe it's 40% of Damascus is already destroyed. Iran keeps building missile sites there. We're going to bomb them. Israel's going to bomb them. Actually, I don't think we'll bomb them. I think Israel, it's all going to be between Israel, God, and Iran and Russia. We've got weird stuff going on in Venezuela. There was a plane full of gold, just taking over $800 million worth of gold. People are accusing Trump of trying to protect the elected president because he wants the power, he wants the rights of the oil and stuff like that. No, what he is trying to do, it all has to do with the Federal Reserve, has to do with the globalists, and it has to do with fighting them. It has nothing to do with oil. It has nothing to do with him trying to gain power. It has everything to do with the globalists and their agenda. If you look at what has happened to Venezuela, they were very successful in their pursuits. They're trying to cause chaos. The people are starving. There's rioting. And if you look at Venezuela and the way it happened, their politics were so divided. So now you have this huge division. You have like AOC connecting with the millennials with this ideology of free this, free that, free that. We'll tax the rich 70%. We've got Warren saying we'll tax them 90%. We've got, this ideology of just taxation, and we'll distribute that's not capitalism. That's not going to, taxing businesses is not going to make jobs. That's going to make jobs go away. They're going to go to another country who's going to lessen their taxes or not even tax them. That's how Germany got a lot of our industry, is because they promised them no taxes. Because what happens is they bring the jobs and then they tax the people on their jobs. Yeah, it doesn't sound right, but that's just the way it goes. That's just, it's part of capitalism. It's part of competition. And it's just the way it is. So these far lefts are going to appeal to this group to the left and that group to the left and this group to the left. And then, obviously you have the right, and the right is I believe patriots are a different branch. We may stand quiet for a while. We may just watch. But there's a point where we say enough's enough, and we will rise and we will defend what God has rightfully given us. And that's what it's going to come down to. So there's going to be chaos in our country. If the globalists are successful and they continue this division, we're going to be in the same mess as Venezuela. If you look at the European cultures have this mess influx of people from oppressed countries with oppressed ideas, no respect for law, no respect for uh, different religions, different ideologies. Um, and so, you have women getting raped. The rapes in the Nordic countries is up by 1,000%, 1,000%, because they feel that women are dispensable. They're subhuman. They're only half a worth a man. It's just, yeah. We don't need Venezuela's oil. We don't need any of this. Josh, I think Trump cares about this country and the future of the country and his children, his grandchildren we live in. And that's the thing. It's like I have a really good friend, and he's I think he's Democrat. I think he's in the middle of the road. And I said, "Why do you think Trump ran for office?" Well, it's because he wanted to build his income. He wanted to build his empire. He wanted to further himself. The guy is how old? He's in his late 70s. He's got enough money. He's got a gorgeous wife. He's got a ton of kids. He's got grandkids. He's got enough money. Why on earth? What would be How much more money does he need in his last days to put his life at risk, his family's life at risk, to be abused by the media, be abused by the left, to be under investigation, to have all of his friends raked over the coals for what? Another mansion? How many does he have? Another tower? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And I really believe that, Trump has always had if you followed him or go back to in time where he's always talked about politics. He's always talked about the corruption. He's always talked about how things are so wrong, and that we have all this misconception, that the people have the misconception of, like, the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve, sadly, a lot of people think it's government owned, and it's privately owned. And you know what? Whoever you have a debt to, they basically own you. And our debt to the Federal Reserve is outrageous. And who owns that Federal Reserve? It's the globalists, it's Soros, it's the Rothschilds, it's all of those nasty demonic people. And their higher power is Satan. It's that simple. If you look at the powers that be, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but I say this in love, if you follow Catholicism, Google the Vatican, go on YouTube, look at Vatican, look at the symbolism in Vatican. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's very demonic. Their symbolism, they have false idols and false symbols of God. They're not symbols of angels or symbols of demons. Don't forget the bondholders. Where did we get the money for the Iraq war? China. Yeah, I think there's something going on with China. And I think, so I don't know if you guys watched Trump after he had his meeting with China. It was really interesting. And then Nancy Pelosi comes on, and her words, she's slurring her words. Like, do you think she drinks before is she constantly drinking? Because that woman cannot complete a sentence. I know I get flustered and I don't complete sentences sometimes when I'm very passionate about what I'm doing. But this woman is constantly slurring words. She's constantly fumbling. Yeah, she's something else for sure. Yeah, a lot of false idols. Yeah, she's very sloppy. Very sloppy. Well, and two, it's like when you lie so much, she does not have any good reasons for what she's doing. Everything she's doing is posturing politically She has no concern about the American people, none whatsoever. Her concern is about her bank account and her powers, and that's it. She's lived high on the hog on the taxpayers' dollars. If you follow Judicial Watch, there's she uses these codels to travel back and forth to Washington to Sacramento. And these codels are militaries, they're the high end planes. There's no reason for her to be doing that. There's no reason for her to be using that much military and that much money to be traveling back and forth between Washington and Sacramento. It's ridiculous and it's unnecessary. Uh, yeah, exactly. If you accept Jesus Christ, He lives in you, and you do not need idols. You don't need any of that. And that's what it comes down to. This is it's simple. The complexity of everything that's going on, the confusion. Satan is the author of confusion. He's the one that wants us to be confused and distracted. I've done missionary work ever since I was a teenager, and somebody told me recently I should get out of politics, stop talking about politics, you focus on. But the thing about it is the way the world is now is politics is very much ingrained into what the prophecies are going on, and also too that the state, the country that we live in has gone so far that we need to be involved. We are the kings and queens of this country, and that we do have a responsibility because God gave that to us. When He gave us this country with the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech, the freedom to be able to protect ourselves, those were God given rights. He would have never granted those unless He thought we needed them. This was a chance for God to show us that there is promise, that there are we can grow, we can and minister to the world. So we need to be involved. We need to be involved in politics. We need to be involved in our country, but we also need to be involved with other people. Nancy has a 78-year-old alcoholic brain, and I suspect that she's manufactured opposition, keep people distracted while the real deal is going on behind the curtain. Oh yeah, totally. It yeah, it's beyond just Nancy and Trump having a fight. This is they're scattering right now. They're panicked. I really like this is what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's wishful thinking. I don't know if this is um my optimism, but I really believe after that the shutdown was part of Trump was already building the wall. And he said that today. I've already built in the wall. I've gotten a couple $1 billion already. It's been constructed. Some is being reconstructed. He's got the military out there. He actually doesn't even need to declare a state of emergency, from what I'm understanding. And I haven't researched this, but from what I've heard, is that he doesn't even need to declare a state of emergency to build a wall. So, well, actually, that's pretty much what he said today. He's like, whether I'm going to do emergency or not, he goes, but watch what happens with the State of the Union. So I think what Trump did was he was staging everything. He needed that shutdown to be 30 days. That was the key right there. I think Roger Stone was also a key. I think he was a key to find the leaker, because CNN was in a street that was shut off to the public. They were there 30 minutes before the FBI showed up with their optics, with the outrageous amount of FBI agents and all their stuff that was going on. I mean, a 60 or 70-year-old man in pajamas and his dog and his wife, that was just ridiculous. Yeah, so Trump is he plans several steps ahead, and I think the military is very much on his side. I think Sessions, I think Sessions, in order for Sessions to be involved in Guantanamo, he had to step down. So I think what happened was when he brought Sessions on, it was all optics. It was all, okay, Sessions, it's because he brings him on, and then now Sessions is a piece of poop. I don't think I think it's all optics. I read somewhere that the largest growing group of illegals in the country are Asians. I It could be. Um, I think they're trying to bring anybody who's comes from an oppressed country, because people who have that mentality and that ideology are easier to control, and they're easier to scare. Yeah, the troops totally love Donald Trump. You know, Nancy talked about going to visit the troops. I highly doubt the troops would have given her the warm welcome that they gave Trump. I don't think what senator goes to a war-torn country to talk to troops? Most people don't even know most of the senators. I mean, Nancy's one of the famous senators, but yeah, that would have. Is she gonna drink with them? I don't know. I wonder how much that alcohol bill would have been for her to go to all those countries. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, she was really pissed. I think she's not only pissed, I think she's scared. I think she's scared because the plan's foiled. I mean, she had everything to do with the assassination plot, and I think they all knew all this stuff that was going on. I think that was they have to know he knows. But what are they going to do about it? They can't run, they can't hide. I mean, what's their options at this point right now? I mean, they can't really do much of just trying to play the people. But yeah, I really hope we see something in Guantanamo coming soon. All right, douchebag. You want to bring on a bet with me? You don't think anybody's going to jail? She realizes Trump is not going to back down. No, he's not. He's not afraid. And he's not bought. That's the problem. That's their biggest problem. He's not paid for. He's self-made. So he's not owned by anybody. He doesn't yeah. I mean, that's why he got elected. He's not one of them. But I think I think the reason why nobody's been in jail yet, they've had to let things happen. They've had to, it has to be strategic. But there are laws broken. There are, I mean, just from what Schumer and Nancy has already done, it's already considered illegal in a coup. Just for the fact of the shutdown over the border and stuff like that. It's kind of smushy, but that in itself could be a reason for treason. That comes. But there has to be, you can't just do mass arrest. You can't, when he talked about draining the swamp, I mean, so far he's done more work in 2 years to bring us to where we're at. These were always talking points. These were always political campaign talking points. We got a caller. Chatting with Chrissy Ann. You're on the air.
So, Habibi. What are you doing on here, Habibi? This is not good.
We're talking about politics. You know what's going on. Can y'all hear him?
I don't know. about politics. But maybe I got to talk to you.
But we're on air.
I get this now. I understand. I am not know this.
Can I ask you, Habibi?
Yeah.
This is Muhammad. Aloha Akbar. Okay, they can hear you. So, Muhammad, do you think Nancy Pelosi, do you know who Nancy Pelosi is?
Sounds like a type of ice cream.
No, she's not ice cream. No.
Pelosi? It sounds good.
It's kind of salty, actually.
Just salty with nuts?
Salty with nuts, exactly. Do you think she will go to jail?
Nancy Pelosi go to jail?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because she's salty with nuts?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody that is salty with nuts goes to jail. In my country, they get their hands chopped off.
In your country, the hand chopped. Okay.
They lose their hands.
So,
what I've got for you.
Hey, Muhammad, how's the dating going?
Dating is terrible.
Uh-oh. Did you have any more dates in your car?
No, not that. I said that's the last time you told me not to do this. I do not do no more.
Okay, good. That's good.
Now every time I get boner, I put $20 in a jar.
Every time you get a boner, you put $20 in a jar. And why is that?
Because you save me money. I go on dates and get nothing. They take my money. Now I save for a vacation. Maybe I buy a wife.
Okay. Well, what happened to the girl with the long hair?
I do not know what happened.
Uh-oh.
I do not know. Very confusing.
That's too bad. Are you trying to dating now?
What is this?
Have you tried a dating app?
Yes, I know the areas. Somebody told me to go to Grindr. I think his name was Bob on his channel.
Bob? Oh, Trumpster Bob told you to go to Grindr?
Yes, he said you meet lots of good people there.
Yeah? And did you meet anybody?
No, I did not see one woman on site. I don't know what Bob's talking about. Yes.
Are you sure you didn't see any women? My listeners say you sound desperate. Are you desperate?
No, I'm depressed, maybe slightly. I'm not desperate.
Depressed slightly.
Yes, slightly, maybe a little bit.
Oh. No, where are you? Where are you calling from?
Deer Park, Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Okay.
Yeah. This is very cold here.
Is it? What's the temperature?
It's right now like 9 degrees.
9?
Yesterday was like -9 with a wind chill factor of about 30 below. Not bad.
Oh, how's your camels doing?
What? Hello?
How are your camels doing?
They are dead.
Your camels are dead?
Yes, this is not good weather for camels.
Oh no.
He was frozen, and the spit was coming out of his mouth, and it looked like a statue.
Oh no! So what are you gonna do with your camels now?
I will eat them.
How's camel meat? Is it good? How do you cook it?
Well, you take it. Well, it depends on what you like, because normally we take the skin and the fur off, and we make very nice with it. And then the meat, you have to. People here, they go deer hunting. It's like a big fat deer, you know.
Do you have camel kebabs?
Yes, they are good.
Bruce says your camel toes must be frozen. What else is going on, Muhammad?
Nothing is going on for me. I called to talk to you. You are on air. Now I am on air. I don't know why this happened.
You like being on air?
I like, sometimes. I try to stay away, but I cannot.
Some people say you're a troll. Are you a troll?
People say what?
Somebody said you're a troll.
I am not a troll.
No. Not a troll? Not a gnome?
No, I'm not. I'm none of these things. I am Muslim from Dearborn, Michigan.
Okay. Johnny Bender. If you give me your email address, you can come on, Johnny. I hear that camel anus is a delicacy. Have you ever ate camel anus?
No, you stay away from camel asshole.
Mm.
No, you do not eat it. Somebody told, whoever said this, somebody told them wrong. You do not eat camel asshole.
Bruce, you're wrong. I guess you don't eat camel bunghole.
No booty hole of camel.
No booty hole. Yeah. That would be. So still cold, huh?
It's pretty cold. Okay. Like I said, it's very cold. I was just called to say hello. I did not know you're on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, it's like I said, it's cold out there. We're pretty, maybe depressed a little bit. Want to pick me up with the Christian. I'm on air. People tell me I eat asshole of camel, which is stupid. You don't eat asshole camel. That's not how this works.
That's Bruce. So if you come on the chat, you can talk to Bruce on the chat.
I am on phone. I cannot go on chat. I am on phone.
I'm saying, if we end this phone call, you can go in the chat and talk to him.
But I cannot go on chat in this phone
call. According to the great douchebag, Nancy Pelosi has the intelligence of horsing around while riding a donkey.
I ride camel.
Do you horse around when you're on the camel?
What is this?
Do you horse around when you're on the camel?
I know I go camel around on the camel. This is a silly question. You do not horse around on a camel. You only horse around on a horse.
Well, Nancy Pelosi doesn't.
She does not?
No.
No?
No.
Why people call me troll?
I don't know. They think you're fake. They think you're harassing me.
Call me looking for ass.
I don't think you're harassing me, Mohammed. We go way back.
No. Yes, I will. Yes. Back to when you come to my country, that's how I meet you.
Yes. Yes.
So what are you doing then? You are talking to people on the webs.
I am talking to people on the webs. Talking about Nancy Pelosi.
What is else going on?
Let's see. It's Friday night. We're getting deep into politics here on a Friday night. We need to liven it up a little bit.
What is this problem with people? Why you always talk about politics of politics? This don't make sense. Why it's Friday night? You drink some Coronas, have fun. Yeah, baby, no problem.
I know, Habibi. I know. Yalla.
Yalla, Habibi, I tell you, I swear on God for you. This guy, he come to me, he come to me, right? He says, listen to me, my friend. And I said, no, you listen to me. You don't come in my face. I come in your face. Next time you come in my face, I will mess you up, my friend. He understood me. I tell him, no, you come in my face like this.
Muhammad, He said, "Come in my face."
No, I told him not to come in my face like this.
You told him not to come in your
I
face.
said, don't come in my face, buddy. I will come in your face. If you come in my face, I will come in your face. I swear on God for you.
Mohammed, you can't say that. You can't use that terminology.
What are you talking? He come to my face, and I come in his face. This is how it works. I swear on God for you, you do not do this. Come in my face.
Mohammed, no, you can't say that word. You can't say it like that. You know what come on your face means?
No, he come into my face like this, and I look at him straight in the eye, and I come in his face.
Are you talking about fighting, Mohammed?
Yes, he gets right in my face.
You get in your face.
Yeah, I said, swear on God for you, my friend, you come in my face like this again. I swear for you, I will come in your face even harder. swear to you.
So, okay, listen, I want to get this straight. So he says, I'm coming in your face, and then you say you're going to come in his face harder?
No, you're not understand to me. Listen, this guy, he come to me, right?
Right.
This guy, he walk up to me. I go, I thought he was going to buy a pack of cigarettes or something like this, right? He walks in, and he starts yelling, and he comes in my face. I go, you do not come in my face like this, my friend. Okay, you do not come into my establishment and walk up to me and come in my face like this. Because if you come in my face like this, I'm going to come in your face even harder.
Mohammed, you can't say that. You can't explain it like that, Mohammed. It sounds sounds like maybe you met this guy on Grindr.
No, I meet guys on Grindr. I'm not looking for anything from guys. This is disgusting.
They don't think, no. Father's here. So you can't use that terminology because that's gay. Unless you're trying to get with a guy.
I don't. How is somebody coming in my face gay? I tell him not to do this. He wants to have fight with me, and he comes in my face. I do not think so, my friend. I swear on God for you, I will come in your face twice as hard. Swear to you, every time I will come in your face, no problem. Don't come in my face first, buddy, and I will want to come into your face. Do you understand? And he says, "Okay, I'm sorry." He says, "I'm sorry, Habibi."
Well, okay. I'm glad you guys made up. That's nice.
Well, I made him.
Well, Bruce is asking maybe you guys can come together.
What is this?
Bruce, he says maybe they can come together.
No, I will not. No, this is not how this works, Bruce. You're not understanding me, my friend, please. I don't understand what this problem with this, because listen, okay, Bruce, listen. Some guy, he walk up to you, right? He walk up to you and he come in your face first, right? And you have to make sure you tell him. You have to say, listen, because you're a man, right? Say, no, buddy, you do not come in my face like this. And he will look at you and you say, listen to me carefully, my friend. You come into my face like this, I am going to come in your face twice as hard. Okay, my friend? And he will understand. You look him straight in the eye and you say, I swear on God, I come in your face twice as hard.
You know what? I would say maybe a suggestion is next time wear a raincoat.
But why would he not want to beat my ass if I was wearing a raincoat? I think he does not like me because I'm Muslim. And I said, this is not nice for you to do this to me, my friend. He was arguing with me about 2 cents on a Snickers bar. I said, this is bullshit. It's 2 cents. Pay it.
Oh.
You come in my face like this.
That's too bad.
You've never had anybody come in your face like that?
No. Not like that.
Are you sure? Because everybody has somebody come in their face at some time. And you have to make sure that they know you do not come in my face.
No, never. Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay, baby, I swear up. Okay. Bye.
Oh, baby.
Maybe Maybe because you're a pretty woman, you do not get people coming in your face. But they come in my face all the time.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. I take my precautions, and yeah. I try to prevent that from happening.
Do you just not? Do you not? You have never had confrontation with a person before?
No. Mm-mm.
Nobody come in your face.
Nope.
You swear on God for you?
I swear on God.
Nobody come in your face. I think you lie. Everybody somebody come in their face at one time. No.
When was the last time you were at a bar? Mohammed, was the last time you were at a bar?
You are gentle. You do not like to admit when people come in your face, but okay.
I am gentle.
You're a gentle person.
I hope so.
Maybe they come in your face. Maybe people come in their face and you just ignore them. You know, maybe this is how this works.
Pretty much.
Maybe I should do this.
Yeah. Usually something like that. People think you're crazy.
Or maybe you do it like this. Maybe they come in your face and you are super nice and you say, "Oh, thank you so much for coming in my face. I like you so much." Is this how this works?
They don't allow him in bars. They say that you're not allowed in bars.
What bars?
Because I asked you, do you go to bars, Mohammed?
I don't. Why? I'm not to go to bar.
No. Maybe go to a bar and find a woman.
I go to hookah club.
You go to hookah bars?
Yes.
Ah, shisha, huh?
Yeah, it's very nice. I like cherry.
Very nice. Hey, Father, do you want to come on? Yeah.
I swear on God. I cannot believe nobody come in your face before Christian. This seems very odd to me.
No, never.
You're just so nice, I swear, because I don't even do anything to. They just come to me like in my face like this.
They just.
I don't even know.
Does this happen often?
Maybe you just don't have a face that people want to come to.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. We have Hillary's missing iPhone. Hey, how's it going? He said he wants you to go to his bar.
Who want to go who bar where, huh?
He's from Twitter.
I do not know what Twitter is.
He wants to know if you have sex with goats.
Do I have sex with goats?
Yes.
No, who has sex with goats?
I don't know. That's what he's at. I'm just reading you what the chat room says.
Why would people ask these things?
I don't know. Maybe they're curious.
This is disgusting. No, this is not true, my friend.
No?
There is no goat sex.
His name. Hi, Johnny.
It's forbidden.
It's
goat
forbidden.
Sex is forbidden unless you marry this goat. This is the only time you have sex with goat.
Yeah, are you married to the goat, or after you get?
No, I'm looking. No, why you have to ask me this? Okay, I tell you, Habibi, 3 times. No, I'm not married. I am lost puppy right now. Okay, my friend. Please.
I know. We need to find Muhammad a wife, a good wife. Bruce says he must have one of those faces where other men just want to come at him like that.
Bruce, they come in my face all the time. I swear on God. That's why Chrissy, I swear, she said nobody come in her face. I don't believe this. because everybody get their face comment. You know what I mean?
Johnny's saying that you're lying. He said he spent 8 years in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Don't tell me I'm lying, motherfucker.
Uh-oh. Not once? Never, ever?
So Johnny, because he fucked goat in Afghanistan, means I do? This don't make no sense.
Uh-oh. You can't be rude to my people.
But he said but he says sex with goat. This is not happening for me. This is disgusting. It only happens when you marry them. And only ugly men do this.
Oh, only the ugly ones. So you're good looking?
I swear on God, maybe a little.
Johnny, if you give me your email address, if you're comfortable with that, I can add you to the call if you want. But we can delete the email after you post it on there.
I am not lying to kill, my friend. This is making no sense for me.
Would you lie to kill? Oh, that's a deep question.
Would you kill to lie?
Would you lie to kill? That's deep. That's deep for a Friday night.
I got them even deeper. Ha Habibi.
Ha Habibi. Sharmota.
Yalla Habibi. No sex with goats.
Okay. No sex with goats.
No. Let them go.
It's called takia. Am I saying that right? Takia? Oh, he knows what it is.
This is why he practiced these things. He goes, it's called takia. I love this shit. I could not do this. This is disgusting.
Takia, huh? La'a.
La.
Okay. I will add you, Johnny. Hold on. I don't have my glasses on.
You should wear your glasses when somebody comes in your face. This might be better.
He says you're full of shit. Okay. Oh, do you have Google Hangouts? You have to have Google Hangouts.
BB. So what else is going on?
Oh. Oh, he's tracking you. Are you tracking Muhammad, the caller? Oh, it's okay.
I'm on secure line.
Oh, yes, you are on a secure line.
Oh, BB, I got you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. You have to have Google Hangouts to get on the call. I should have told you that up front. So yeah, so no bars, no takia. Anna Badit, no Nick me the goat. So you just made this YouTube. Okay. I think you should be able, you can use, if you have the YouTube, you should have the Google. So you can just download the app. That's too bad. All right, douchebag. Have a good weekend. Oh, Takia is lying. Okay. Learn something new every day. Afghanistan. But yeah, so yeah, we were talking about, thanks, Johnny. So yeah, we were talking about Pelosi. We're talking about the State of the Union, which is going to be interesting. Are you talking about
Can we talk about Corona?
Coronas? Yeah,
Yes.
we can talk
I
about
love this
Coronas. What
I
about
drank
Coronas?
so much Corona last night. I get so drunk.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
What
Swear on
happened?
God for you. I was trying to drunk text people that block me on my phone. It's stupid.
Uh-oh.
I know they block me on my phone, but I still send a message and I go, there. You got the message anyways, even though you blocked me. Made me feel better.
That's good. Did you feel like you got it off your chest, Mohammed?
I did not get it. Yeah, I did, but it was not gratifying or satisfying.
That's too bad.
It happened, I swear.
Too bad. Too bad. Yeah. So, So what else? What else is going on in Dearborn, Michigan?
It's cold.
What about your representative? What do you think? Keep him online. Okay, I'll keep him online. So what do you think about your representative being anti-Semitic?
I do not know about angles, so I don't know about cemetery too much.
No, anti-Semitic. She doesn't like the Jews. Do you like the Jews?
Sometimes I like the Jew stuff, but it's only when I have my teeth in.
Not chew, Jew.
Jew?
Jew. Jewish person.
I'm not know. Oh, Jewish person. Oh, I thought you said Jew.
No, not Jew. Jewish person.
Oh, what is about the Jew people? I don't understand.
Your representative doesn't like them. She doesn't like Israel too. They think they should be.
They should be what?
They should be demolished, abolished.
How do you do this? Abolished?
Mm-hmm.
Abolish a country?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid. This makes no sense.
I know. There's a lot of Muslims in your state. Exterminated.
But I tell you, like before, I tell Bob Jones, same thing. Even though he is an asshole and sends me to Grindr to pick up chicks, he lied like asshole. But I tell him, like I tell you, I am not normal Muslim. I'm not traditional. I do not follow all their values. I eat bacon like it's going out of business.
No, wait. You eat bacon?
Yes.
Wow. Now I have a question for you.
Okay.
Has Bob offered you any challenges?
Well, I have not talked to Bob. I stopped going to his channel.
Oh, okay. Well,
to be honest with you, I swear on God, I try to stay off YouTube as much as possible. But it's like certain things in my life are like crack cocaine, and I just cannot get enough of them. And YouTube is one of those things.
Johnny has Baconator ammo. That is pretty cool.
This is good. Yeah, I will eat that shit.
I heard in Europe people will go in the grocery stores, and I forgot what it's called when they have the certain meat areas where there's no bacon. They have to, you know what I'm talking about? What is it? I know somebody in the chat room knows. So somebody from they'll get bacon and they'll put it in the Muslim meat section. And so then they have to clear out the meat section and clean it and bleach it and all that kind of stuff before they can put the Muslim meat back in. I would be so tempted to do that.
Are you talking about when they bless the meat?
What's it called when you have the meat, the Muslim meat? Because it's kind of like how the Jews have the
yes, like kosher.
Kosher.
Like kosher.
Yeah.
Yes, it's what they call hell, something like this. I do not follow this shit. I do not follow. I eat bacon. That shit is good.
You're a bad Muslim. You're not very good at being Muslim.
It's actually called halal. That's halal.
Oh,
halal. Halal market. This is what they call halal.
Mm-hmm.
Which means it's good for Muslim. It's like similar to when the Jewish people do kosher stuff. Yes, it has to be prepared a certain way. How they do things, same thing. But they don't even let fat people pack it because they resemble pigs.
So you said the fat people can't pack it because they look too much like a pig?
Yes.
Bruce says Bob Jones is the butthole challenge champion of the world.
Did Bob Jones finally do butthole challenge?
Bruce, I haven't watched Bob in a long time. Has he done it? Or was it the I can't say the other challenge with the sandpaper? That was a bad one. That was a really bad one.
Yes.
Yeah, Johnny, yeah, just download Google Hangouts, and that's all you need to do. You have to register your ID, but yeah, and just register under the email you gave me. Johnny Bender, the dunk tank. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. You know it. He's even threatened me on that one. Yeah, he's a little pervert. I don't know what his beef is with me. Somebody asked him. He's like, I don't know. I just don't like her. I think he got upset because he asked me out and I said no.
This could be problem.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you tell him no? Did he come in your face?
No, Bob did not come in my face.
I said come in your face.
We were on
your face.
We were on Mohammed knows all about Muslim meat.
Muhammad has taste for white meat.
He likes the white meat. That's too funny. So I think Johnny's Bruce, he bends over a lot with bacon wrap things. They're making fun of you in the chat room, Mohammed. I'm so sorry.
This is okay. My whole life is big fat joke. It's no problem.
You sound down, Mohammed.
Well, I may sound dumb, but I feel dumber, okay?
Why do you feel dumber?
It's not better.
Does it matter?
Nope.
No, he's just challenging people and no one is accepted, so that makes him the champion. Okay. All right. I thought if you didn't show it, you were automatically gay. Johnny says, I don't want you. She doesn't want you. I don't know if that was referring to me. Muhammad was born under the sign of the turd. Wow, they're really hammering you tonight. Sorry, Muhammad. I shouldn't laugh.
Who does not want me, Johnny Bender?
I don't know. He said she. I don't know who is he referring to. Leave it alone, you inbred Muslim.
I'm not hitting on Christian. This is silly.
Oh, they're saying, oh yeah, you're hitting on me. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, he's got eyes for somebody else. She's got longer hair than me. Explain to him the girl that you were looking for.
I look for this girl. She's got long brown hair. I am tired of this story because it does not matter, but I will tell because you asked. I am on endless quest. This girl, she on Maurice Delk, or as Bob called Mo Delk Reese channel for this blonde, just brown hair, very long like silk. Very beautiful girl, very sexy voice. I go in there and I see her, and now she's gone, and I am not find her anywhere, and I am not be able to find her ever again. And this is what I will be finding for the rest of my life. I will always be searching till I find her. It's not Christiane.
Yeah, I guess I'm not good enough.
It's not this. It's not this. I'm sorry.
Oh, Father says, stay away from my woman. No, poor Muhammad, he, in his search of his woman, he was going on dates. Well, he thought they were dates. Explain this story to me again.
These women, they come and they say, you want to go for a date? I said, okay, let's go on date. We go out to my car. I say, okay, this is a date. And then I give them $20 and they leave. And this is what I thought was dating was. But then you tell me, no, this is not how we date.
No, those are hookers.
So now I take this $20 and I put it in a jar. And I keep this.
Oh, I got a dinner. Johnny said he would buy me dinner. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Yeah, you got to stay away from the hookers, Muhammad. I'm glad you decided to do the $20 on a jar now.
Johnny, I do not like the dark meat.
No dark meat.
No, I do not like it.
No, the dark meat's bad.
No. It always smells funny.
Okay, you guys are making me blush in here. You mean you don't go to Applebee's first? What's wrong with Applebee's? I like Applebee's. Applebee's is good. Hope we will turn the way of Allah. Inshallah. Oh, one of your brothers are in here. Alhamdulillah, Habibi. Oh, good. I don't do guys. Oh, it is on Moe's. Oh, is that what's going on, Moe's, over there? Yeah. He's describing Bob Jones' twin sister. That's funny. Yeah, Abu, no, we won't go the way of Allah, man. Jesus Christ, all the way. Rub the stone to Mecca. Yeah. Did you rub the stone in Mecca, Muhammad?
I am not no.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So is it getting crazy in Mo's channel right now? It's calmer here. We keep things calmer, quiet. We have Muhammad. We don't need chaos, right?
Muhammad is here.
Muhammad is here.
Muhammad is here.
Oh, Johnny has clarified he doesn't do guys. That's really good.
This is good. You do not do this.
Oh, Bobbit Jones is Bob's sister's name? Oh, wow.
I would think I would think it would be Baba Rand.
Baba Ran
Yes.
or
Like
Barbara
song?
Barbara Jones?
Baba Rand. Baba Rand. This song? You know that?
Yeah, I know that song. Yeah.
You would think this would be his sister's name.
Could be. I don't know Bob that well. I just know he hates me.
Bob,
According to Bob, I'm 60 years old. Some days I'm 50. I guess it depends if I had a birthday or a few or not. Yeah, according to him, I'm 60 years old. Hello?
You're 60?
Yeah, I'm not 60, but according to him, I'm 60.
I thought you had 25th birthday just come up.
I did. I just had a 25th birthday. Oh, okay, it was 29.
Okay, but this is good no matter what. It does not matter. You are not 75 years old.
And then I'm related to who am I related to? He was doxing me. He was doxing me online, showing people where I live. And I'm related to Putin, and I'm related to the Rothschilds.
Yeah. I am related to Prince Allah.
Are you?
He was very rich.
Yeah.
He had many donkeys and many camels and 15 wives.
Oh, wow. No, I'm not really related to Putin, Johnny. No, this guy online, his name is Trumpster Bob, and he's a character. He's got this long beard, and he hates any patriot. And there's a whole, I think it's like a 2-3 hour show he did on me. And basically he thinks that I am related to Putin. I'm related to the Rothschilds. I had something to do with Khashoggi's death. He actually knows about, or he called the CIA and the FBI on me. I think Homeland Security or something. Yeah, he's a bit of a twerp. Gluten Morgan. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's
Why he call people on you like this? I hate this. Happens all the time when ICE come through our neighborhood.
When ICE comes to your neighborhood?
Yes, they call on and people get dragged out of their homes.
Why?
Because they are not legal here.
Oh. 15 wives. How could you keep up?
Yes. I am not. They make pills for these things. But don't go more than 4 hours because you will have to go to the doctor.
Okay. I told them to put the Boots to Liberty on Trumpster Bob's, Christiane. They're not with me though on Bob's before I came over there. Oh. Yeah. I heard I guess Bob was told that he had to block me on Liberty, but I heard rumors that the people, I don't know too many people on Liberty yet. I'm new, but I heard it's like a family and you don't mess around there. And yeah, he got the he got the what for on Liberty. Yeah. His name is Bob Jones. He goes by Trumpster Bob. But his YouTube channel is Christian Voting List now because his 2 other channels he had under Trumpsters and conservatives got in trouble. Liberty Rush is cool.
Oh.
Johnny, Liberty Rush, it's a platform like Facebook, but it's so much cooler. It's still they still have a few kinks in it, but it's really cool. It's no censoring, no any of that stuff. Yeah, but I guess I won't go on Gab because that Gab's weird. But yeah.
Yes, yes. If Bob Jones tells you to go there, don't go. Because Bob Jones told me to go Grinder. He lied.
Yeah.
I would not do anything Bob Jones said.
Yeah. Liberty Rush is a platform. Liberty Rush is really cool. I totally recommend it. The owner is phenomenal. He's an awesome dude. Yeah. And so, but yeah, so Liberty Rush, the rules for Bob Jones was he was not allowed to contact me on Liberty Rush. So, oh wow, thanks. Yeah. Hello from Germany. Germany is beautiful. I love, out of all the countries I've been to, Germany is by far my most favorite. And I was in München and what was I? Uberstoffen. Do I like to ride motorcycles? Yes. Gutenberg. Okay. Is that in the Gutenberg? Is that in like in the Bavarian part? Yes, I do like to ride Harleys or motorcycles. I don't ride myself. I like to be the passenger.
She likes to sit bitch.
Yes, I like this. I'm not saying that.
You do not have to. I said
except for not in California too much. It's too crazy here. Too many people drive like a-holes. I like to ride horses too. That's fun.
You like to ride horse?
And camel. And camels. Actually, you know what? I was on a camel less than a year ago.
Yes, fun to ride. Yes, double hump or single?
Single hump. Yeah.
You cannot handle the double hump, huh?
No, I'm a one hump girl.
This makes sense. Probably why nobody come in your face.
That's probably why nobody. Yes, I was in Bavaria, Munich, or München. Yeah, I loved it there. So pretty, so pretty. Johnny has guns. Nice. Yeah.
Johnny, be good. We love this song.
Why can't you go to California, Johnny? And then, and I was given an elephant. I had my very own elephant one time in my life.
You have elephant in what country?
In India.
Oh, it used to make sense because they think they're gods.
Yeah.
Silly.
The laws? What'd you do here? You can still have a gun and be in California. You just can't drink out of a straw. Oh, this is probably why the long brown hair girl doesn't like you.
Why?
I don't know. Because you come in the face or your camels or something. That's what Father Menace said.
Father, he's not know what he's talking about. Somebody come in his face too. I know this happened.
No, Father's cool. Yeah, I was given an elephant in India. Yeah. And she was 7 years old and her name was Sampa, but Samp means snake, so I couldn't handle that. So I changed her name to Bubbles. Bruce. Oh, they're convinced you had sex with goats, Mohammed. I'm sorry.
They can be convinced all they want, but I know for truth, it's not happening.
Yeah. That's funny. You're being quiet tonight. You're usually a little bit more energetic. This is Friday night. We're supposed to be having fun. We got all the ucky politics part out of the way. We discussed that. We were deep. You called. You changed the whole platform, the whole mood. You got to keep it going. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Party time.
I'm sorry.
You can't be depressed. Come on. Nope. Nope.
You don't tell me what to do. You will not tell me what to do. Okay?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Johnny's messing with you now. He's going to drop a whole truckload of pigs loose in Dearborn.
This just be funny. I would like to laugh at
this. Oh, he's drinking scotch. Uh-oh. And Bruce retracted his message.
They would be running around like crazy. This would be funny.
That would be funny. That would be hilarious.
I would laugh at this. It would be good. I will sit on porch and drink Corona and eat bacon and watch.
Redneck hogs. According to Father Menace, women come in his face.
Well, don't ever hit a woman, okay, my friend? This is not good. So if a woman comes in your face, you need to back down quick.
Uh-oh, did you hear that, Father? You're saying that you need to back down. You don't ever hit a woman. The elephant, I didn't bring the elephant home. The elephant had to stay. Actually, I think the elephant, whoever bought the elephant for me, the elephant was actually repossessed at a later time. But there is a lady in the next city from me. She has I think 12 elephants here in California. Yeah, to rent an elephant here in California is like $6,000 for an event for 2 hours. 6,000 to rent an elephant in California.
This is a lot of money for elephants.
Mm-hmm.
Who cleans up the poop?
Your caretakers, I guess.
I don't know. This must probably how expensive it is.
Well, in India, they just poop wherever. You just mix it into the soil. You just have them.
This is why the people in India stink.
There's a lot of reasons why it stinks in India. I think elephants is the least of it.
Yeah, it's mainly their own feces. The reason.
Those elephants came from Ringling Brothers. Yeah, I don't know where her elephants came from, but mine was an Asian elephant, probably captured from its mom forcefully. Yeah, they poop on the ground. Yeah. It was part of a marriage proposal. So I didn't accept, so they took the elephant back.
Elephant, go back. No elephant for you.
Well, they found out I liked camels. They're like, you want a camel too? We'll buy you a camel too. They do.
They're like, baby, you can get whatever you like. You get camel, you get elephant. Would you like donkeys? Does not matter. The finest jewels of the world, no problem. We will get for you, my friends.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they said. Why
do you not take this? Sounds like a good deal.
I don't want to be property.
This is true.
I have standards. I don't need an elephant. What am I gonna do with the elephant? It was cool for a day. I don't need an elephant. How am I gonna get back home? Can you
Well,
imagine
no.
what the airfare would be? Like you can't bring it on carry on.
You could take hover around.
Hover around?
It's a very good transportation.
Oh, okay.
You laugh, but they are very nice. You can go over grass, rocks, curbs, anything. Very nice.
Oh, they're getting nasty over on Mo's channel. So that's why I can't be on Mo's channel. I love him. I love him, but I just can't stand that whole like negative. I know we're making fun of Mohammed, but Mohammed, he takes it very well. But when it's like abusive behavior like that, the race, when people mean stuff like that, I can't handle it. I can't. When people say things and they mean it, I know we're teasing here, but nobody in here means that stuff. It's like, what's the point of like spreading that hate? I don't understand. It's like we live in a dark world. Why are we promoting more hate? What? Anyways.
I understand. This is not good. This big problem. This is why I not watch Mo channel. This is why I not go to Bob Jones channel. Everybody start problem with everybody. And then it make big mess for all people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
Yes. This is the loving channel over here.
Yes, I like this one. This is not bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. My jam.
That's not your jam.
Yes, I'm sorry. It just came on. It is good.
Yeah, it's not Mo. It's Robert Herrera or Latino Heat, and it's whatever the other person is, Mersh or whatever. They I mean, they're so sinister. They actually target people to try to manipulate them and to get them to hurt themselves and do really. The Tino Heat, I have no problem saying this on an open forum, and I have no problem saying this to his face, but he is a bad person.
This is very nice of you to say bad. Say very nice way to say you're a big piece of shit.
Pretty what he said.
This is a very nice way of saying you are the biggest piece of shit I've ever. Swear on God.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather like let a, people will relate to this in this channel. I would rather have sex with a donkey than to associate myself with this asshole.
Yes, Johnny, I do this. Well, I used to be on another show all the time, and because of chaos and stuff like that, I decided to, there was certain people doxing me, and as long as that was allowed to go on, I had to remove myself from that channel. So I started doing this. This all got started, you follow me on Twitter. So this all started with Twitter. I got in a fight with Chelsea Clinton, and it's all kind of led to this. So yeah, so I do my own channel. I'm trying to grow it, and yeah. So Mohammed's, he was here last Friday. He was a little bit more energetic, but I know who he is. He's a good person, so he's not a troll. But you know, he takes a little bit of a fun abuse. Oh,
I take what?
You take a little bit of abuse.
I take, why you break up like this? Every time you say this word, it goes away. I do not know what you're saying.
Abuse?
Oh, yes, I do take abuse. I take abuse from everybody. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. But I think everybody likes you here, though.
I feel like one of the Jackson kids.
I'll be like, you want to come on here? Are you going to be live on Mo Show, or you want to come live here, Father? Oh, no, you're having... Yeah, Father's going to start his own show. So, yeah, so subscribe to him. His music's awesome. He's a really good person, good Christian guy. We love Father Menace. Don't be scared of his... Bruce says Muhammad is just tired of all these men coming at his face. I think that's what it is.
I have had women come in my face too, my friend. It's not for the one guy, but I back down because you do not come back in a woman's face like this.
No, you can't come back in a woman's face.
No, you let them come in your face as much as they want, and you say thank you.
I think Father has already pretty much laid that one out. Johnny, yeah, come on. You just need Google Hangouts. That's all you need. Did you download it? Awesome. You got another follower, Menace.
Oh, I will come follow you, Menace.
Oh, you got 2 more followers. So when's the big date, Father? Tell us. When's the big... You just need Google Hangouts, and if you have it, then you can be on the show. Talk about politics. I try to do it. Okay. Father is coming on.
Hello.
Hello. I'm... Talk to them.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
So, BB, would you like me to sing?
Yeah, sing. Wait, what? Is your name?
Hello?
Subbed. Oh, cool. You got some more people on here. I think. Are you on, Father?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello. Habibi, please.
Oh, Muhammad is really poop butt. Oops. No, he's Muhammad's good. He's all right. He can be a little poop sometimes, but it's okay.
I am not poop.
Okay, let's see. I'll try again.
No, do not call me poop. This is not nice. I will, very nice person. I'm not poop.
You can't say you're not poop butt and say have... Now is it working, Father?
I'm sorry. Hello. Shalom. Habibi.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Dad's in the room. Don't say anything wrong.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
I'm here.
You're here. Hold on. Keep turning down just a smidgen. There we go. Cool.
Hello. Hello. Am I coming in clear?
I think you are. Can you all hear him?
I,
Ground control to the Tom of Major. Hello.
yes,
Can you hear Mohammed?
I can hear everybody. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
So, yes. So what Chrissy was saying is, I and the people that just subbed to my channel, I am going to go live here soon. I'm going to get some decent camera equipment and some lighting, and I'm going to deliver, um, I guess, news or in a totally different way. I'm going to do it in a very musical way. Um, I think I think it's going to surprise people how I'm going to deliver current events in a my goth metal musical way, and I think it's going to. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe people will like it. Maybe people will think it would be too bizarre. I don't know.
I think you should try it. Something different. I mean, we need more diversity. We need more content.
Well, my new song. Actually, I'm working on two songs. So my new song. Well, actually, if Stone Cold Truth is gaining traction because of Roger Stone being arrested uh, in a in a laughable manner, and so
But you think that 29 FBI agents was overkill?
oh no, there should have been at least 50 or 60. I mean, Roger Stone is such a threat. I mean, a 66-year-old man, never owned a gun. His passport has expired. His wife is hard of hearing. He, he's a 66-year-old man that has a house in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, he's the biggest threat the United States has ever had.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's more of a threat than El Chapo or
They don't even come into my neighborhood like this.
Well, yeah, yeah. I saw the FBI agents running around Roger Stone's house, at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm thinking to myself, what are these guys running for? What are they running for?
Well, I mean, the street was shut down, so an affidavit was just signed by one of the neighbors. The street was shut down, and 30 minutes before the FBI showed up, CNN was there with cameras and the van and everything.
Oh yeah, they claimed it. CNN claimed that it was just good old sleuthing. They just had a gut feeling that Roger Stone today in the early morning hours is going to be apprehended. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, okay, yeah, we really buy that.
CNN has really, I think they know that they're going to be caught. They don't care. They're just trying to cause like confusion. Like it's just something to talk about to distract us from really what's going on. Like the whole day with that governor that was talking about, the governor from Virginia,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
He they on CNN, Anderson Cooper was saying he was Republican.
Yeah, well, that's not even true.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about that, Mohammed?
If I'm not, I have a, sometimes I do not know what you're talking about because I do not keep up on things like this. But if I had to say one thing about it, if I was him, I would say, listen to me, my friend. Don't you come in my face like this. That's what I would tell him.
You might have to start wearing a helmet and a face shield.
Yeah, I think, or a raincoat.
So I'm currently working on two new songs, and one of them, the name is entitled "Meet the Psychopaths," and that song is about Ocasio Cortez, and
I love it
all
already.
yeah, all these new far lefty, these new far lefty. Well, the Democratic Party doesn't exist anymore, but it's all the new far lefties that are just so proud that they're so far left. I mean, it's like they put on their cheerleading outfit and their pom poms, and they're just cheering socialism. And so it's the song is called "Meet the Psychopaths," and it's mainly going to be, Ocasio Cortez and all the how the Democratic Party has gone so far left that it doesn't exist anymore. And the other song is going to be, well, I have a few names, but I think I'm gonna name it "Evil Must Die," and it's going to be about this sick, this sickening trend with the left glorifying um, abortion in a way that what I would consider to be the United States a slippery slope of accepting killing factories all over the United States, um, and a slippery slope of now it's children up to 9 months being killed. Then pretty soon it'll be a slippery slope of, oh, you're 80 years old, you're too old now, so we're just going to euthanize you, even though there's nothing wrong with you.
Well, it's
And
already started. The euthanasia is already started here in California.
it
We
almost
had,
sounds like,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, because I work in the hospice industry, so obviously it's a question that comes up quite a bit. And so
yeah.
basically, it's really hard to do it, but still, the fact that it is legal and you can do it, it's very systematic. But I just and then euthanasia is now they're doing euthanasia in on kids in European countries.
What
So
amazes, yeah, what amazes me is that they don't see the parallels of what they are proposing with Nazi Germany, because Nazi Germany it was about if you had some sort of birth defect. Let's just say, for instance, you could have been a genius, but if you had like a club foot, you would be killed because they considered you to be genetically inferior. So um, I don't understand why the far left doesn't see the parallels with them, their ideology, and Nazi Germany of 1940s.
I think we've actually surpassed Nazi Germany, the Nazis. If you right now, 1/3 of Black children conceived in the U.S. are killed. The amount of we surpassed the amount of deaths that the Holocaust um, did with
Yeah,
just abortions alone, and so it's just increasing this whole.
yeah,
They push it so far as they can because the repercussion coming back isn't going to seem that bad if they just push a little bit at a time. But if they just push it as far as they can go, it becomes more, it becomes normalized. I mean, look at how things have progressed in the last 20 years. I mean, look at the whole homosexuality movement, the whole LGBT community. It's no longer LGBT community. It's ABC through Z. There's no
yeah,
more genders. There's no more the indoctrination is now in schools. It's very, if you don't believe in this, then you're demonized. It's just becoming, it's,
yeah.
it's ridiculous.
I, as someone like myself who, and I'm not sure if my picture shows up.
No, it's
Uh,
just black.
it's weird, But
Black is
I don't
the
know.
dark of
I,
the night, my friend.
well, I mean, you are talking to Father Menace.
That's true. I was like, it's one or the other, right?
But as a metal
Dark
goth,
is a sunny day.
that's actually pretty good. Um, as a goth metal artist, automatically
We
by
should do a
default,
collab. Listen, my friend. Listen, I
yeah,
can sing very good. Okay, my friend. So you should
yeah,
let me sing on your album next time. Okay?
yeah. Well, I will, and I will entitle it "Nails on a Chalkboard."
It's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be real good. As the
It's
mirror
not George
cracks,
Michael, but it is good.
yeah. Well, George Michael's dead,
If you want
so
to do a collab, if you want like an Evanescence voice, just let me know.
yeah, 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 yeah. Just like that, and I'll save it for track number 13, and that'll be the bad luck track.
There you go. You got a bad
So,
room.
as a goth metal artist, by default, I'm already assumed to be some lefty person because of how I look. Because I have a similar parallel, so like Marilyn Manson or whatever. The thing is like I'm not at all. As a matter of fact, I consider myself to be the rock and roll rebel because I have the guts to actually write about this material and put it out because, um, I mean, let's face it, the entertainment industry and the music industry is so far left that um, I have no chance. Quite, but to be honest with you, I could care less. I'm determined to make it on my own and to stake my own claim by having the guts to write about these certain things as a goth metal artist. And I tell people I'm the rock and roll Republican, and and
I could
for
be a rock and roll Hall of Fame. Na, na,
yeah,
I face the
na,
same
na, na.
thing. On the side, I'm a ceramic artist. I'm a painter, and
yeah,
I hang out at art galleries,
yeah,
and I have a lot of alternative lifestyle friends, and people
yeah.
think I'm by fault. I'm progressive and a liberal, and I'm far from it. Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I can't hang with you or love you.
Hmm. There's definitely a confusion.
Understandable, and for the Muslim keeps baking. I get this.
Oh, we have somebody else who wants to come on. Johnny wants to come on. Johnny, give me your email again. He's oh, you're in trouble, Mohammed. I think you might.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna get knee deep now.
No, Jerry Smith. Oh,
Not
I can't.
Jerry.
Oh, you can't give me your email? Because that's the only way my email holds. Okay, yeah, that's the only way you can get on here.
Is it gonna work?
I don't know. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So when you get me your email, we'll get you in here.
I like I said, I say I'm the rock and roll Republican, but there's a lot of Republicans I don't like. Just because I'm a registered Republican doesn't mean I'm just just blind follower. There's a lot of Republicans who I don't like. I think they're complete phonies
Oh
and
yeah.
and a bunch of empty suits that enabled the Democrats, the leftists, to run our country right into the ditch.
Yeah. I'm trying to add. I don't know how to add this. Let me see if I can just see if I can do it. Oh, I did it. Hey.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh. So now anybody can jump on. So we don't
Uh-oh.
know what's gonna happen now.
Oh, man.
Did you send the link out or
I
something?
did send the link out. I figured out how to do it.
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
This video is going to get flagged now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No Jerry Springer
there,
stuff tonight,
me.
y'all. Yeah, this is the loving channel. No, yeah, there's a lot of fake patriots out there. I mean, there's a lot of people, opportunists that are out there trying to make their buck or make their name or whatever. But the thing is, like I was on a mission trip one time to Moldova, and the pastor on that trip was having an affair with one of the other missionaries.
Uh-huh.
And
missionaries having affairs?
Yeah, with each other. And it was a pastor of a large church.
Uh-huh.
And they were in the right position. They weren't in the right frame of, but God still used them, and it's the same with the Republicans, whether they're, what does it Bob call them? A patriot or patriot or something. If they're promoting it and it's being used for good, then why not? Like, it doesn't mean, and two, we don't, like, you really never know somebody's heart or somebody's intention.
Right.
100%. We just have our suspicions or whatever, unless actions would speak pretty clear. But if somebody's doing the actions, but
I think we all know. I think we all knew that Jimmy Swaggart was a fraud.
Yeah.
So, Jim Baker, Jimmy Swaggart.
Johnny, can you collect? Can you click on the Google Hangouts? Is it working?
You will collect call?
Who does collect calls anymore?
I do this. It's no problem.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have to download Chrome. Unless you do it on your phone, you can do it through an app. Using it through the app is way much easier than using it through the computer. I have all Apple stuff, so it's really confusing.
Like, for instance, my web address for my website is HollywoodBlacklist.com, and black is spelled.
Hello, Chrissy?
Yeah.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Habibi, I have to let you go. I call you back, okay?
All right, yalla Habibi.
Okay, Habibi.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, like my website address is HollywoodBlacklist.com, BLAK, and the reason why I chose that is because I knew that I was never going to get a job in Hollywood. I was in the entertainment industry in New York City, but because of who I am, and I wasn't afraid to put myself out in the public, and not hide in the shadows like a lot of people, that I'm already on the radar, and I knew that I would never get hired because I almost moved to Los Angeles, but I knew that I would never get a job in Los Angeles because they would just type my name in on the internet and everything would come up, and I would never get, I would never get a job to save my life. So I decided, okay, well, I'm just going to my website is going to be hollywoodblacklist.com, and I'm on the blacklist, and I'm proud to be on the blacklist because that shows that I wasn't afraid to tell the establishment right up there, and you know what?
Did you ever, like, when you were pursuing your career, did you ever get contacted by like the cabal or anybody like that?
When I was in New York City, when I was working in television, well, first I was just doing all movies in New York City, and then I started getting jobs, uh, television, 20, and the studio, the actual building that I was working in, it's called National Video, and that's where the original MTV studio was at, and a lot of things came out of National Video to Manhattan. As a matter of fact, in the movie Tootsie, when you see Bill Murray leaving the set of the soap opera, he's at video, the building. You see him leave the building, you see National Video on there.
Oh, wow.
And but when I started working in television, I was at National, and the producers putting together the shows. This was like a Jerry Springer type talk show, competing with Oprah. The producers were the worst people I ever met in my life. These people were dirtbags. I mean, that's when I was introduced to the phony liberal with a smile on his face, almost like a mask. Like the smile is like a mask, and behind that phony smile is a they would say things, there's a lot of Hispanics and blacks and stuff that would come on the show, and they would just make fun of these people in the control room, saying the nastiest things, and then, to their face, they were like, "Oh, we're so happy, so glad that you made to be on our show," and this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah. Wow. Looks like, do we have Johnny here?
Holy moly, these people are the worst I've ever met in my entire life.
Wow. Well, welcome, Johnny.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'm trying to figure out how to use the voice on this thing.
Pretty easy to get the hang of it. So Johnny is he followed me here from Twitter. He's one of my Twitter followers.
Chrissy,
yeah.
How are you able to get into? How did you get into this feud with Chelsea?
Wait, hold on a second. Johnny, you got some noise going on. We can't hear. I know there's a way. Oh, here we go. Okay, well, what'd you say, Father?
How this feud you got into with Chelsea Clinton? How did it happen?
So I've always been like a pro-life activist, and I did like crisis counseling for pregnant mothers. So she was going on a campaign with Planned Parenthood to explain. This is what she specifically said. She was on so basically Planned Parenthood is financed a lot by our tax dollars. They say, according to them, we just give them $10,000 or $10 million, but it's actually a lot more if you consider the amount of money with the bills that come with abortions and da. So there is now with Trump on the campaign, or Trump with, you know, his new elect for the Supreme Justice, there Roe versus Wade could be reversed. And we can hear you, Johnny. There's noise coming from your there's voice, there's something coming from you. Oh, now you're gone. So they were on this campaign, and so in one of her interviews or one of their campaign stops, she basically said, since Roe versus Wade, there wasn't a disconnect between the amount of women and the $3.5 trillion that women have contributed since Roe versus Wade. And so this was totally false, because they're calling abortion reproductive rights or women's health care. And so I caught her on this line. I'm like, you can't, first of all, you can't lie about that, because it's the productivity, the GDP that has the adverse effect on all of the abortions. It's false. So you basically, the information you're giving is false. And so she called me out on it. She said, no, look at all this documentation. Well, all the documentation proved was that women contribute $3.5 trillion to the economy since Roe versus Wade. But it doesn't contribute, in fact, all the people that we've lost. So the GDP. So basically, I call it out. So you're putting a price tag on people's heads is what you're doing. And so it just went viral. And the Blaze, there was several different news agencies did posted it on there, and it just kind of went from there.
Yeah. You also could have said, you know, hey, Chelsea, that plastic surgery you had done in your face, you still look like Webb Hubble.
Somebody on the feed or something said, no, I can't say it on here. I just can't. Oral's like doing it. Yeah, she's not a pretty girl, and I think her soul reflects in her face, and I don't mean that to be mean, but somebody who's that their whole family is just so demonic. Are you there, Johnny?
Yes.
Okay. And so,
hello.
But yeah,
hello.
Definitely. So what are your opinions on the Chelsea Clinton thing? Uh-oh, he's gone.
Yeah. I think he's having
it's kind of tricky to figure out. So, oh, he's back.
Here we go. There we go.
Are you there? Uh-oh. So, but yeah, it's been, I've gotten in a couple of like social media fights. I've gotten one with Bashar al-Assad's wife.
With whose wife? With whose wife?
Bashar al-Assad, Syria's president's wife.
Oh.
Basically, her fight was, that one was on Facebook. The fight between her and I, she's actually very pretty. She's very pretty. She's very eloquent, well-spoken. And she was brought up in France, and she was giving an interview in France about how horrible it is that the Israelis prevent Palestinian women from getting food and care to the Palestinian children. And what she was saying was just totally wrong and totally false, and it was just all a bunch of propaganda. But at the same time that she was spewing this crap, somebody had shot one of the regime has shot a woman on her way to the hospital, shot her and left her for dead holding her 3-month-old baby who died of hypothermia. So I was a little peeved that she had the audacity to start talking like that when her own regime was doing this to children. And that was my whole like point of going to Syria, is like the disgusting behavior that they were doing to children in Syria was just horrid. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, you have an echo going on. We can hear something. You can't have, so if you're watching the chat, you can't watch the chat and do this at the same time. So you have to turn your YouTube off to do the Google Hangouts. But you'll be able to hear it.
Your microphone is picking up the audio and it's causing a feedback. What's happening?
Yeah. I'll turn it down a little bit. So yeah, I'm not afraid to speak up. I'm not afraid to speak out. You know, and I'm not. And God's never put that type of fear in me. I hate to say this because I feel weak saying this, but I do have PTSD, but and it's not from what I've done overseas. It's not any of that stuff. All that stuff comes from home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Johnny. Yeah. We'll probably be on tomorrow night too. So we want to figure all that out too, because we'll be on Friday or Saturday night too. But yeah, it's just the world is just becoming a different place. It's becoming more sinister. It's becoming darker. It's becoming, you know, I try not to be down all the time and bring all this stuff down, because we still need to be lighthearted. We need to still be optimistic. We still need to be hopeful, because that's what it's all about. Like, all of this stuff is going to be wasted away. It's all going to be burnt. It's going to be dealt with. It's just getting through that. And that's where we have to hold tight to each other. That's where we need to spread the love. We need to encourage one another. We need to continue our path.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm listening. I'm listening to the technical difficulties.
What's that?
Oh, I could talk.
Yeah,
I can talk to you guys. I mean, but the thing is, it's echoing back on me.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Father? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're saying it's difficult?
Okay, yeah. I guess there.
Okay. Oh, he's back. He's not giving up. Do you have YouTube on, Johnny? We can hear you. No.
Yeah, my signal keeps breaking in and out for some reason.
Yeah, because we're getting bad feedback from you. We can hear you type.
Okay, now I turn the YouTube off.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Turn your volume down a little bit.
Okay.
It's getting better.
It's all a learning curve.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't believe the sound. The program gaming is crazy.
So you got like a killer
So
phone.
I have my own TeamSpeak, in other words, which I use, and it's a little bit different. And I use a key to key up and speak. So this is a little bit different, but I can figure it out.
Okay, there you go. It's getting better.
Well, hold on a second here. Need to adjust some volumes.
So the reason I asked you about the cabal is after my little back and forth with Chelsea, I had somebody from the cabal actually out to me, and it was a little creepy.
Okay, yeah.
Is this better?
A little bit. We can still kind of hear a little bit of rumbling. Sounds like almost a fish tank.
All right. How about that?
It's still there.
Okay, hold on a second. Master volume. How about now?
Nope, still there. Uh-oh. He's gone. You there, Father?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, like I was saying before, I'm working on two songs, and one is "Meet the Psychopaths," and of course the other one's I'm not sure. I think I'm going to name it "Evil Must Die." I might change it to something else, but that particular song, the lyrics, the music, and if I'm able to raise enough money to shoot the music video, I can honestly say, and I'm not exaggerating, it would be the most terrifying music video ever made. I mean, to a point where people will be horrified watching it because what it's about. I sometimes I feel like I need to punch back as hard or harder um, with these leftist nut jobs that are trying to destroy this country.
Do you feel like you are like led to kind of display a reflective piece that reflects the demonic part of what they're doing? I mean, like with all this crap that they're doing with abortion and infanticide. I mean,
Yeah.
I was blown away today or this week with that whole thing. Like,
Yeah, I was I was warning my daughter years ago that this was coming, and she would just look at me like, "What?" And I used to tell her it was like almost like Nostradamus or something, like I was some sort of prophet that was able to predict the future. I would tell her, "This is what's coming, Phoenix." I would tell her about killing children. I was telling her about how they're going to try to destroy the family in its natural form and demonize it, and that there's a section of the gay community that is not really about being homosexual or anything like that. It was more of a radical political movement.
yeah.
And I told her that this is what's coming, and this was while I think this was like the first term of Barack Obama, and I said, Phoenix, I said, this is what's going to be happening, and she just kind of looked at me like, like puzzled. She was puzzled by what I was saying. And now, as she is a young adult at college, it's all happening before her eyes.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's really hard to have a college age child right now and to see what they have to deal with. I mean, my son stopped going to college, but at this point, I'm not too upset anymore because it's just the indoctrination of what the liberal ideology. You know, he's decided to take a turn and learn a trade, and
Yeah.
the you know Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's a prime example. She's that's her target, is that generation. It's that, I mean, the stuff that she posts, and she, she talks about their concerns, lipstick and nail polish and these, and she's starting to use these terms of, you need to have a uniform, you need to have a uniform when you come home, and these are terms, these are this may seem insignificant at this point in time, but it's very significant right now if you pay attention to the direction that they're trying to go. When they're trying to promote this globalization, they're gonna want you to wear uniforms because they don't want you to suck up their resources. They don't want you to yeah, it's an oppression type thing. It's an enslavement. I mean, if you look on either coast right now, there's an enslavement process. I feel totally enslaved. Like, you have to work, 40 hours is a lush job. If you can work 40 hours in California, you have a lush job. So you work 50, 60, 80 hours a week, then you pay all these taxes, you pay to go to work every day. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as if you could make some sort of animation of the state of California or the state of New York and put parasites all over it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and so why the parents? This is a single mom. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, take my son, I drive all the way out to where his school was, because he was in a school that was like a hybrid. It wasn't it was a public school, but it was a hybrid. It was on a college campus. So I had to drive, like, just the traffic here alone is just crazy. So I'd have to drive an hour to take him to school. And then I had about another hour to 2 hour drive to work. And then,
oh my God.
Yeah. And then I would have to, after work, which would 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, traffic wasn't that bad at that time at night, but then I would have to drive all the way to that side of town. And so by the time I got home, it was 10, 11 o'clock at night. So why parents are doing these things like that, the school's teaching them what morals they should be holding, what morals are correct, to them. And so, because you don't even have time to make dinner, let alone have a discussion with your kid. I mean, it's
yeah, what an exhausting way to live.
It is. It really is. It's horrible.
It's almost like if you were to film somebody on a treadmill that was dressed up in the state of California, like they had some sort of foam suit that represented the entire state of California, and you're on a treadmill just running and running and running and running and running and running.
Yeah, and just wasting away. Just like the person just gets older and older and older. It just ages rapidly.
Yeah, I just I don't know how. I personally I don't know how in the hell California at the rate that it's going, I don't know how it's going to be able to sustain itself.
Well, what is happening is the people who follow the laws, like for business owners and stuff like that, if you follow the laws, the legality, the regulations, and all of that kind of stuff is so stringent that an average law-abiding person has a very hard time obeying all the laws. So you always have that stress over your head. Well, you have these other, you have a lot of the illegal immigrants, and they don't care about the laws. They don't get, so they get away with anything. And if they get in trouble, they just go to the other side of the border and come back and start all over again. It's no big deal to them. But for somebody who's established here, who has a home, who has, they can take all that stuff away from you. So you don't have the same, no risks. So that's why people are fleeing the state. It just makes no sense.
How many people do you know personally, family, friends, that are just like had it up to their eyeballs and are just selling their home, or just packing up and leaving?
Well, my entire family, they're gone. My son's here.
Oh
He's
my
the
God.
only one, and he's just finishing some stuff, and he's probably on his way out. His friends are even moving out. I mean, we're talking younger generation. He went to Texas just not too long ago with another friend of his that's moving out there.
Yeah.
There is a lot of people who are heading out there. It's just to rent a moving van from like U-Haul, the price is like $3,000 to move out.
What?
Yeah. And to move in is only like, I don't know what the where they were getting their pricing from. If it was like, they were just saying the average cost to rent a moving van was $3,000, and that same moving van to move into California, it was only $1,000. So the comparison was just, it was the same, but from moving out to moving in. So I don't know what it all included, because like my sister, she just paid like $12,000 for movers to move her out there.
Holy moly!
Yeah, $12,000.
That's insane to move.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! I don't just. How could anybody in political office or any Democrat, how could they blatantly, with a lie on their face, say that California is a success? Anything about California is a success.
If you look, like I said, if you look at the Democrats and the districts that they represent, they are in horrid, disgusting shambles. There's feces. I think I said this not too long ago. I had to go to the courthouse in Orange County, and I stepped in poop, and it wasn't dug. And it stinks like urine. It's just, and it's weird because this wasn't like that a few years ago. It was very, the courthouses out in California are very pretty. The architecture, the gardens and stuff like that, very beautiful, very nice. Depending on what you're going to court for, nice to have those areas to de-stress and decompress. But they're gone. They're totally gone. They've been replaced by. They did kick out the homeless shelter in the court, in the library areas. So there's no more gardens. It's all fencing. There's needle bins so you can toss your drug needles.
So the failure is in everybody's face in California. The failure, you can smell it, you can step in it, you can see it. The failure is everywhere. But somehow they're saying what a success everything is.
Well, and then too, all the signage around the courthouse and in the close proximities, it's all in Spanish.
I almost moved to Los Angeles because of the entertainment industry. I'm so glad that something was telling me don't do it, because I knew it was going on. I knew it was coming. I was like, well, but I finally said, listen, don't do it. And I'm glad I didn't, because I mean, it didn't take long for it just to keep going down the slippery slope into madness.
yeah, it's the it's horrible.
I mean, yeah, I
There
was
are
looking
good
for,
people out here. There
yeah,
are Republicans. You know, I live in a dominantly Republican area, but with the influx, they what they did this last election, and they did this very quietly and very underhandedly, is that they changed the voting laws, and the voting laws basically states that the two top, so the electoral means nothing in California right now. And they're also trying to bring in the legal votes. And so they don't want, that's why they don't want the, whether a person is legal or illegal on the census, because they want that electoral, they want that population for the electoral votes. So when they change the laws, it's no longer the parties that represent, you know, the top person from each party. It's the two popular votes. So if they are harvesting votes, they're harvesting, we've got illegal votes. I mean, there's so much voter fraud in California. Like, I don't even think they've covered the surface, because there's just some areas, there's just no way it switched just, I mean, within 2 years like that. I mean, it wasn't like even, and it was close call. It was like a
right.
heavily red area, and then now it's a heavy blue area.
I mean, what are they gonna do when all these wealthy people in Orange County decide they've had enough, and they just start packing up and putting their homes up for sale and leaving?
Well, they are like, so with my job is I worked with, you know, I work with hospice companies. So, and I love the mom and pop shops, because the service to people was just a lot more intimate. It was a lot more, um, user friendly. I mean, you're dealing with a very touchy subject in hospice, and when they when they're, so with all the regulations and the taxing and all that kind of stuff, these mom and pops, there's no money in it. And with all this, you know, they want Medicare for all, or Medi-Cal, or Medicare for all. There's just no way that you're going to get, the only companies that are going to be able to survive that are the huge companies, where they don't give a rip about you, and they're so big and so powerful that if anything was ever to be done wrong, they'll just plow over you with litigation. That's the problem, is unless you have a ton of money, you don't have a fighting chance in California. You have
Oh
no
my
right.
God.
Yeah. And it's just, it's like, part of me is like, just get out and leave. Part of me is like, no, you need to stay and fight. You know, I really should have gone to a town hall meeting today for our
Yeah.
representative. But it's like before, I mean, I was involved in politics in my 20s. And even with the Republican Party, it was so disheartening, because it was so full of BS and
Yeah.
corruption, and what can you do for
Right.
me type mentality. And I'm talking about people I grew up with, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
so I was very turned off by it, and, you know, it was hard.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I well, anyways, I'm in the fight, and I'm in the public eye, my music and other things here very soon. And you know, people don't know my real name. They just know my stage persona, my AKA, just Father Menace. But what people don't realize is that my stage persona is it's not father as in father, it's father as in priest.
Interesting.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. So it's father as in priest.
Yes.
So are
And
you a priest?
I'm not a priest, but my stage persona. I am a
Mm.
priest, but I let me put it to you this way. It's something it's something I'm hoping I can raise some funds for this particular song, this video that I'm gonna be doing here soon. It's something that they would the left would not expect to see. And
I think it's
probably
cool.
would scare the living hell out of them because it would attract a lot of people that would say, "Hey, man, this is really cool. I'm starting to get it now, where this guy is badass, and these fools over here on the left, I'm starting to see it now. They're fools." And I don't know. I'm trying to do my part, and um, so I guess I mean, I definitely am not afraid to out myself in the public eye
Yeah.
and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah. To me, it's, God's gonna, if you're led by God, it doesn't, the results, he's gonna know the true results. And that's where it comes down to. As long as, if it's one person, it's one person. That's all, but whatever that one person does, you don't know, right? It
You're
could
right.
be somebody who does, it's like that one song. I love it. It takes a match to make an explosion.
Well, Christiane, I'm gonna have to. It's getting late here on the East Coast.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna.
have to call
I'm gonna.
it quits here too.
I gotta. I gotta sign off and try to get up tomorrow morning if possible. I don't know if I'm gonna.
All right. All right, Father. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks, Johnny, if you're listening. Thanks for trying. Maybe we'll get next time. But I love you guys. I love you all. Hang in there. We're on the ride, but it's gonna be good in the end. So all right, you guys.
Alrighty.
Have a good night. Oh,
Thank you.
all right. Bye. Good night, all.